stage is set at the Armory, where Bismarck State will be taking on Montana Northern, coming from out west. I'm Isaiah Johnson on color today, joined by Kyler Olson on the play-by-play.
BSC took a loss last night to Providence. Providence came out guns a-blazing last night, and BSC just could not recover, so hopefully a better showing for the Mystics tonight.
It'll be a tough matchup for the Mystics, as the Skylights do have many players averaging in double figures. They spread the ball around a lot, and that starts with Leon Sayers, the fourth absolute playmaker, and Austin Ramos. Those two averaging around 14 points per game. Sayers also with 4.8 rebounds per game. Ramos with 4.5 rebounds per game. And then Maxwell, Gillett, and two other guys averaging over 10 points per game. And they also really get after the basketball, going after it, getting a steal per game as well, making it really tough on these Mystics.
Yeah, it's impressive how balanced so many of these teams are in the Frontier Conference. 7 guys averaging double figures. We saw something pretty similar in both games last night, but you can see why some of these teams have such strong records because of the balance on offense and spreading the love in the scoring department, and we'll see what this game tonight has in store.
Houston Davis and Ja Gully, kind of the leaders of this team, and Proctor emerging as well. Those three in double digits points per game. We'll see if they can rally the Mystics to a big win at the Armory.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Bismarck State College Armory on the beautiful campus of Bismarck State College. For tonight's men's basketball matchup, featuring the visitors on the scoreboard, the Montana State University Northern Skylights, and your Bismarck State College Mystics. Bismarck State College welcomes all student athletes, officials, and spectators to tonight's contest. As a member of the NAIA and the Frontier Conference, we are committed to the true spirit of competition and being champions of character, demonstrated through 5 core character values, which are respect, integrity, responsibility, servant leadership, and sportsmanship. We ask everyone in attendance today to abide by these values and create a positive environment in which our student athletes may compete, officials may work, and you, the spectators, may enjoy. Officials for tonight's game are Brian Bohr, Jeff Kent, and Braden Schildberger. At this time, we'd like to introduce the starting lineups. First, for the visitors on the scoreboard, the Montana State Northern Lights. A 6'2" junior guard from Meridian, Idaho, number 3, Austin Ramos. A 6'2" junior guard from University Place, Washington, number 5, Cinque Maxwell. A 6'2" junior guard from Zillah, Washington, number 24, Clayson Delt. A 6'7" senior forward from Spokane, Washington, number 32, Leon Sayers IV. And a redshirt sophomore, 6'5" guard from Chinook, Montana, number 35, Oscar Pula. Head coach for the Lights is Sean Hussey, assisted by Cody Wendland. All right, Mystic fans, get on your feet, because it's time to meet and greet your Bismarck State College Mystics. A 6'3" junior guard from Upper Marlboro, Maryland, number 5, Alex Proctor. A 6' junior guard from Lockhart, Texas, number 13, Ja Gully. A 6'3" junior guard from Belcourt, North Dakota, number 14, Tristan Davis. A 6'6" junior forward from Belcourt, North Dakota, number 15, Houston Davis. And a 6'7" sophomore center from Fargo, North Dakota, number 33, Carter Zeller. Head coach for your Mystics is Kevin Rice, assisted by Andrew Duncan. Mystics would like to thank Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine for providing sports medicine coverage for tonight's game. With us is athletic trainer Andrew Lala. Thank you, Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine.
The Northern Lights coming off a 2-game win streak. They're 3-4 in their last 4 contests. Starting off the season really hot, 5-1, but having a few patches of back-to-back losses. On the other end, the Mystics are coming off of 4 straight losses, and before that, their big win against Bellevue, the top team in the Frontier Conference as it stands right now. And we are underway. Proctor and Gully control the ball.
MSU Northern won this first matchup against BSC 91-56, but also keep in mind the close game we just had between the women's teams. MSU Northern won that one 104-80. So despite the first matchups being very lopsided, the women start off with a tight one. As Proctor gets the ball, somehow does not step out of bounds. Shot clock to 5. Tristan Davis lets one go from 3. Unable to hit, in and out. We'll see what the Mystics' defensive game plan is here tonight. As again, this Northern Lights team comes in with 7 guys averaging double figures in points column. And a charge call, and a common theme from the women's game carries over into the men's game as an offensive foul gives the ball back to BSC.
Goalie loves to do that on defense. Such a tough defender to work against because you always have to look out for that charge. Multiple times in a possession, he'll just stand there, set his feet, and look for that charge. So anyone going against Jock Gully on offense has to be careful of that charge.
Ja got to a good spot, but met some height and kicks it out to Houston, and Houston will back down into the block. Carter Zeller down low. Good to see him get active early, and Carter Zeller fights through and finds a basket. 3-point play opportunity. Not only did he have to fight through some traffic, gets his own rebound and puts her back up.
Going against Oscar Pula, his first foul. Zeller emerging for the Mystics. Really a rebounding machine, but also getting better at that post and really nice at that shot fake, getting himself a better look.
He's actually had some height disadvantages, if you can about imagine, throughout this season, but his size, and he's been able to really use his size to create some physicality against these great teams from the Frontier that come in, and Proctor with a beautiful drive to the basket. And again, a good sight to see for Mystics fans is the offense going strong to the hoop, despite another team coming into the Armory with height and size. Frontier Conference just doesn't let up, man.
That's some beautiful ball movement from the Northern Lights as Cinque Maxwell, a junior guard from University Place, Washington, gets it done.
Goalie looking for something. Goalie lets one fly. Zeller, the victim of a really nice box out there. And a nice cross the court pass. Got to give some kudos to Austin Ramos on a beautiful assist there. And another bucket here for the Northern Lights. Got to keep in mind the Skylights and the Northern Lights. Same school, different teams.
This will be an intriguing matchup all game. Houston Davis on Leon Sayers. Both really good players for their team. And that time, Sayers wins round 1.
Houston with a really good look, but just enough attention to detail. And Proctor throwing down, please, you bet! And Proctor shows off the height and hops that he has.
Oh,
what
man.
A vertical.
With some authority. Oh, and that's a way to get your team energized. Proctor starting off hot with the flush.
Just let everyone know, Isaiah's been talking about that dunk for 3 weeks now. Can cross it off his bucket list. Or is that somebody else? Proctor can fill in, can he?
Yeah, Proctor has been dunking in the past few games.
Houston with a nice mid-range find. And the Mystics Strong start here. Can they stay consistent throughout? As Leon Sayers launches up a three and does not hit anything. The 6'7" senior from Spokane, who absolutely fills up the stat sheet in every direction. Ball back to the Mystics.
We've seen just how important it is for the Mystics to start out fast. Oftentimes they just get behind early. And while they play fine in the second half, it's these first half deficits that really get to them. So seeing them be the more comfortable team, I mean, they've already forced 2 airball threes from the Lights. Great start for the Mystics.
Absolutely, and going off that as the shot clock down to 5. Proctor for 3 off the rim, and here come the Northern Lights. BSC actually outscored Providence in the second half last night, 58-50. The only problem was the halftime deficit. As Proctor, another one, and another throwdown. We got a dunk contest from Proctor tonight.
Is it a contest if it's one-sided?
We got to get our rating cards up. It sounded good, okay? A one-man Proctor dunk contest is fine by me, man.
Huge 11-4 run to start the game as we near 5 minutes elapsing in this first half. Big time momentum for the Mystics.
Isaiah couldn't have said it better. This quick start is what this team needs, with a little bit of consistency mixed in between. Pretty wide open 3 and a errant pass. We'll see what Tristan Davis does with it. A nice move. And Carter Zeller, surprise, surprise, nice little dish off to Houston. The Northern Lights have seen enough. Great start offensively for the Mystics. Not forcing up bad shots, finding the open guy, and Houston Davis, the beneficiary.
Proctor slamming it down. Mystics up 9, feeling good at home. Alex Proctor, the junior out of Upper Marlboro. Been here since his freshman year, putting on a show for Mystics fans. 2 flushes, and he's got 6 points early on. The Mystics have an early 9-point advantage, and we'll see what the Skylights have coming out of that timeout.
The Mystic men usually like to show off some dunking skills in pregame warm-ups, and Proctor putting it into live action here with 2 throw downs. As BSC operates defensively and comes up with a nice stop. Gully the rebound. And here we go again. Nice pass down low. And Carter Zeller just having a heyday down the block. Another beneficiary from a beautiful find down low, and we'll go to the line for some free throws.
Zeller fighting for positioning against Rafe McEnroe, and winning that battle, just bullying him down low and getting positioning. Double-digit advantage for the Mystics.
Zeller's a guy who, like I said, he's 6'7", and he's usually actually height mismatched by other big physical guys who come into the Armory, but has grown a lot and learned how to use his size. I'm sure he used his size to his benefits throughout high school, but Frontier Conference, he's definitely learned how to use his size with physicality. And another pass goes out of bounds, and Montana State Northern just not on the same page. Probably not a familiar sight from Northern Lights fans.
They've shot 5 threes too. I mean, they're 0 of 5 from 3. And none of those threes have been close either. They've been way off. And Zeller gets it done again. Oh, wow.
Carter Zeller. I don't know how that basketball went in.
Just got the assist from McEnroe there.
Hey, do you get an assist there? There's a three-pointer from McEnroe. He kind of shakes his head in frustration of why couldn't that happen the first couple times. But Mystics with a early lead here. Once again, consistency has been a struggle this season. Zeller back at it, and Zeller muscles his way in a little too much muscle. Off the backboard, and here come the Northern Lights. A wide open lane and a beautiful move from Trayson Gillett. And he'll go to the line for a three-point play. 6'2" freshman from Box Elder, Montana.
Gillett, one of those guys that Kyler was mentioning, averages 10.6 points per game, and he shoots the free throw at 68.5%.
Hits that one.
The big thing for the Mystics is the mental game, just staying on top of that, not letting it get to you, and just keep doing what you've been doing. They've been having really solid post play from Carter Zeller, and just a mental mistake there.
Of course, basketball all about streaks and runs in the points column, and BSC with a strong start, needing to find some points here, a good possession with a good look to get back on the scoreboard. As the Northern Lights have definitely strung together a little stronger defensively here. Zeller out, finds his way to the basket, and a beautiful wraparound. And Zeller having the half of his life here with 7 points. Really nice footwork to the basket there. He's used to getting the ball down low and kind of had to find his way down low on that possession. Gully will pick up his first foul. Carter Zeller already with 9 points, 4 rebounds. Great sight to see here.
Coach Kevin Rice liking what he's seeing. Nobody even ready to get subbed in for the Mystics.
Number 3, Austin Ramos hits the bucket, and another miscue for the Mystics. See, Proctor sounds like he stepped over the line, getting the ball in, and Black Jr. will enter. Proctor will have a seat. You see with a little bit of confusion here on the substitution. Kind of look a little shook after that miscue.
Yeah, an inbound violation.
BSC will retain possession here. Gully looking for something to kick out to Houston. Wide open 3. Unable to hit, but Zeller there. And Black Jr. benefits from a nice effort play from Zeller down low. Somehow the Mystics kept the ball. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Gully with a nice pull-up. Cannot hit. And back storm the Northern Lights.
Zeller's got 4 rebounds already. He's well on pace toward a double-double if he can keep this pace up.
Another nice shot from McEnroe. It looks like he's shot that a couple times in his career. Kind of shook off the last one and now feeling a little bit. Black Jr. will come to the top of the key and get the ball back to Gully. 15 on the shot clock. Zeller trying to post up. He has a little bit of a window here. Some backside help, might have something to say about that. Black Jr. is going to look for something. Shot clock to 3. Tristan's going to have to launch one here. And off the rim. Zeller had some pretty good positioning, just didn't get the bounce. And a very quick 3-pointer, misses everything from Ramos. And everyone needs to catch their breath for a minute here.
The second air ball from Ramos, who's not feeling it early. Good news for Mystics fans, but not what you want to see as a Skylights or a Northern Lights fan. He is one of the leading scorers on this team.
Mystics went through a stack here with a bunch, and Zeller. Tristan hit the window just in time. And there'll be a foul down low. Mystics will take the ball out of bounds.
Potentially important foul on Sayers, the 4th. He is another difference maker for the Northern Lights.
Tristan looking for something. He's really come on in the last week. Mostly from the absence of his brother last week at the game of his life last Thursday. Hopefully we can see Tristan get after it tonight. As Black Jr. trying to look for something, can't find anything, and a tough shot off the back of the glass. And Zeller is just everywhere, but unfortunately cannot come up with the rebound. Nice pass down low and a kick out. We'll see if they can hit this one, and able to hit. So after a few struggles from Ramos, able to hit the wide open 3.
And we're tied.
And as we were talking about the fast start from this Mystics team, the Northern Lights have had something to say about it with another beautiful pass. And this Northern Lights team is cooking. Cinque Maxwell once again benefits from the nice assist. And Montana State Northern takes the lead here. As Gully throws up a three. And tough positioning there, and Zeller's gonna pick up a foul.
That'll take us to our media timeout. Montana Northern is on a run, now up 2 with the ball. At the 13:49 mark, the score was 17-4 in favor of the Mystics, but after a 17-2 run by the Skylights, they hold the advantage by 2 with the ball. The Mystics have just not been as cohesive as they were in those opening 7 minutes.
This Northern Lights will work the ball around. Not a lot of post action going on down low. And some tough defense will force a turnover. We'll fire up BSC for a moment here and hopefully turn into some points on the other end. Mystics 0 of 7 from 3-point range. On the other hand, 2 of 8 are the Northern Lights, so struggles on both sides from beyond the arc. Black Jr. with a nice kick out to Houston. Houston battling his way inside. And Sayers knocks it away. BSC will retain. Tristan's been taking the ball out the last couple possessions here. Mystics not getting anything. Zeller finds his way open, and he's gonna look to get to the rim here, muscling his way through. And somehow, Mystics come away with nothing there, with 2 pretty good looks and another 3-pointer. McEnroe cannot hit. Back storms Black Jr. He'll pull back out. Gully looking for something. He's gonna run into a lot of size, but a nice little pull-up jumper. And John Gully hits. Tie ball game again.
Nice ball movement there from the Mystics, finally starting to get back to their identity of what they had for the first 17 points of the game. Swinging it around, playing with pace, finishing with 2 there.
Another nice pull-up from McEnroe. Unable to hit. And Houston looking to operate. A nice little cut by Tristan. A beautiful find by Tristan. From a beautiful assist from Houston. Great possession offensively for BSC.
Davis brothers in sync on that play. Well done. Tristan Davis finding his defender sleeping for just long enough.
Got him to it, like the spot you want to get the ball against physicality. Great find for Houston. And on the other end, Ramos on another beautiful find down low. Get some more points for himself. Ramos, the leading scorer on the team so far with 7. A nice dish off. And Clayson Delp, 6'2" junior from Zilla, Washington. Some fast break points. Again, BSC just needs to look for more and more consistency as these games continue on. Tristan being suffocated here. Another nice find to his brother, and the Davis brothers on the same page, having the last couple minutes of their lives here. Some Steve Nash action right there, partner.
One finds the other returns the favor.
A kick out to Black Jr. for 3. And a 3 ball for Black Jr. He's fired up. He's always got a good celebration going on.
Oh yeah, he's a very demonstrative guy on the court. We could just have the camera on him and have a good show. Mystics drained their first 3 with that one. They're 1 of 8 so far on the night.
Nice find down low and nice passes all around for both teams. It's hard to guard these offenses. Can't keep track of these guys, and there's backdoor cuts left and right. If you're an offensive basketball fan, you're hopefully enjoying this first half here. Sim pulls back. Zeller's gonna pull up from 3. Oh, wow. Bounces in. Takes a page out of Eric Shadone's book. Says as long as it goes in, it's worth 3 points.
Zeller can shoot it. He's shot 14 on the year. That's his 15th, and wow, the Mystics will take it. Not where he usually likes to pull up from, but big time.
Black Jr. the steal here, and a charge call. Usually going to result in that one most times. Just too much strength going to the basket. I mean, if I was a post player, which I've never been in my basketball career, that really wasn't anything. If they're going to give you that much space, I'd shoot 3-pointers left and right. They're not going to guard you.
Yeah. I mean, that's part of the game plan. They, like, well, if we take away everything else, they can afford to have Carter Zeller shooting threes, and if he burns you, then they'll just let it slide.
Never forget Tim Duncan pulling up from 3.
Ha.
And it usually went in at the craziest times. The Northern Lights will set up an out-of-bounds play here. Just about 5 minutes to go in the first half. USC again with some pretty good defense despite some really nice passes. And another nice find from Delp. Lead back down to 2 as we dip under the 5-minute mark. Again, BSC has to continue finishing halves out strong. No easy points, no massive swings. Be balanced on both offensive and defensive sides of the court. Black Jr. trying to look for something down the lane. Somehow gets that shot up and rolls in for 2. And he again is fired up. That guy gets fired up about everything.
Oh, yeah.
I'd love to, as you just said, I'd love to spend a day just walking around campus with that guy.
Oh, you know, I've been in a few classes with him, so he's always a fun guy to have around. Always making everyone laugh. And he's been really coming on for these Mystics, too, recently.
Some tough positioning there as Delp was everywhere on the court, almost impossible to hang with the guy. And he'll get a foul out of the deal, and we'll have a timeout with just about 4 remaining here. Mystics with a 4-point lead.
Bismarck State College, North Dakota's polytechnic institution, leads the way in hands-on learning to get you workforce ready. Cybersecurity is one of the world's most in-demand and high-paying career opportunities. BSC offers stackable industry certificates, associate degree or Bachelor of Applied Science degree options, driven to get you workforce ready. Flexible and affordable class schedules are available in person or online. Enroll today and do what takes you further. Bismarck State College. Let's do this.
Isaiah Johnson and Kyler Olson coming to you from the Armory. 4:05 left in the first half. BSC has been dominating off the offensive glass. They've got 5 offensive rebounds and have been boxing out very effectively. No offensive rebounds for the Lights, who also have 6 turnovers compared to BSC's 3. That's how the Mystics have grown their 4-point lead. But ever since jumping out to that 13-point lead, it's been a pretty tight, contested game.
And there's the ability that stats have to tell the story. Both teams 2 of 9 from 3, but almost mirror images of each other from the field. A lot of action down low in this one in the first half. As some free throws gets this game back within 2 as we hit the 4-minute mark here in the first half. BSC will operate. Doan being collapsed on. Somehow the ball will stay with them, and Shadone is in some pain next to the Northern Lights bench. And the athletic trainer is getting his money's worth tonight. We'll get a timeout on the court to take a look at Eric Shadone.
Goalie will inbound the ball as Eric Shadone was helped off the court by Tristan Davis and BSC's trainer, so hopefully he's all right. He was not putting any weight on that right foot.
Goalie lets one fly from 3. Thought about a longer one and then took a step in. Still lets one go. And the Northern Lights will operate offensively. Sayers thought about a few ideas there. Decided against it. Not much going. Sayers will put up a 3-pointer and hits. Kind of hinted around at the idea the whole time, ends up taking it and results in points. Proctor straight to the basket with some muscle. Proctor adds to his points total.
He's 4 of 5 from the field now with 8 points. Proctor really energizing this team.
Sayers with some nice moves to the basket. Almost gets a 3-point play opportunity, but we'll still go back to the line for some free throws. Some good news for Mystics fans. Carter Zeller has 12. The unfortunate part is he's the leading scorer at the moment.
He's also got 2 fouls now, so we might see him come off. I don't know if Atticus Wilkinson can come in to help with some size, or Tristan Davis will come back in, but it appears Carter Zeller will stay in the game for the last 2:48. So we'll just have to be careful playing with 2 fouls.
Sayers on those free throws. He does average 13.8 per game. Also 4.8 rebounds a game. And he is 3rd in the conference free throw percentage with 84.6, as you can see, live action there.
Yeah, Sayers, the 4th, really does everything very well. Shoots at 41% from 3, 87% free throw shooter, and averages around 14 per game. So absolute star for the Montana State University Northern Lights. And their coach has done a great job with his program, Sean Hoos, in his 24th season. The winningest coach in this program's history. He has an overall record of 437 and 278. This program under his leadership has been to 5 NAIA tournaments, 5 Frontier Conference titles, and they've had 11 20 or more win seasons. And this year they are on a 2-game win streak with a 13-8 overall record. Right now in contention for making the Frontier Conference tournament at the end of the year.
Zeller trying to find some sort of angle to get to the bucket here. He's being destroyed down low. Houston pulls up. Black Jr. with a nice rebound and back up to the top of the key. Mystics not being afraid to go down low here. Proctor's looking for the same idea. 10 on the shot clock. Now Houston looking to post up. A throw across the court. Zeller, is he gonna pull up from 3 again? He's not gonna have an option. Doesn't hit anything, so shot clock expires, and the Northern Lights come back. Nice ball rotation across the arc. You can see the comfort level that a lot of these Northern Lights players have in handling the ball. As number 5, Cinque Maxwell, I believe now has 8 points. He's perfect from the field. The nice layup.
Maxwell, so quick off the dribble. Scored 14 in their most recent matchup against Dickinson State. Really got to the hoop, played really aggressive, and was clutch from the free throw line at the end of the game.
Proctor with a tough shot right inside the 3-point line. Cannot hit. Kind of had Houston down low with maybe an opportunity, but takes his own opportunity as we near the 1-minute mark. In a close game here as we near halftime. Another nice dig and dish. And another nice find. And Holacek gets the ball to swirl into the net, and we'll go to the line for a 3-point play opportunity.
Black Jr. thrilled as always with the call. but a little too much contact for the officials' liking before that shot went up.
I want someone to record Black Jr. getting a test back with a good grade. Like, how does he celebrate academically?
I don't know. I'll have to pay attention next time. if
I really want to see it.
test.
Or if it's bad, like the argument with the teacher that comes after it.
Gets a technical foul in class.
I want to see his reaction to anything. His Chick-fil-A meal in the drive-thru. I mean, dude's animated. Houston Davis from 3 and hits. Houston. Big three-pointer here as we hit the 30-second mark in the first half. Houston Davis defending here. A tough three-point look. In and out. McKinro's been on and off throughout this game. 20 seconds left. Shot clock turned off. And we'll see what Gully's plans are here at the last 14 seconds. BSC way spread out, so we'll see what Gully decides. He's not afraid to shoot from anywhere. Black Jr. is going to try. Finds lots of contact. And with 4.5 to go, Black Jr. will go to the line for some free throws.
It's a really nice play drawn up by the Mystics. It looked like they had one more pass from Black underneath to Tristan Davis, who was waiting right by the hoop. Might have been an easier two, but Black still gets it done and will be shooting for the tie. Now free throws are an area that he's grown in as the season has progressed. Started off not so well, but last night made 8 free throws, half of his 16, so he's starting to get a little more comfortable from the line.
He contributed to the 73 free throws last night.
Yep, he was right in the middle of that. Also had a few technicals, so giving some to the other side as well, keeping it even.
We were almost here till 10:30 last night in a free throw contest.
We had to start looking at traffic cones.
Almost. And a three-pointer look falls short, and BSC will go to halftime against, again, a 13-8 overall Montana State Northern Lights team, but a tight game in all stats. And again, the stats will tell you the story of this first one, 40-39 at halftime. We'll see if the Mystics can continue to compete and maybe squeak out another win here.
Bismarck State Mystics challenging the Montana State University Northern Lights here at the Armory, as the Northern Lights have a mere 1-point advantage over the Mystics entering the second half.
Yeah, both teams having some three-point struggles. I mean, the stat sheet, there's, again, 1-point game. You're not going to see a whole lot of lopsided stats in a 1-point game, but I will point out second chance points, BSC 7-0, offensive rebounds, BSC 6-0. So despite any size disadvantages or height disadvantages that BSC continues to kind of have in this Frontier Conference of size and strength, I guess you could call it, they've definitely shown some growth tonight. Carter Zeller having a fantastic time tonight. He's got 12 points, 4 rebounds, and again, that contributes to their offensive rebounds and second chance points. So we'll see what the rebounding category looks like in this second half.
And the big difference here is, so you see the field goal percentage, Montana State Northern shooting at 59.3 while the Mystics only shooting at 43.2. How the Mystics have made up that difference is through the turnovers. So they've turned Montana State University Northern over 3 more times and have gotten 4 points off turnovers and the second chance points, as Kyler was talking about. Carter Zeller has been huge on the offensive glass.
And as we mentioned before this game, this Montana State Northern Lights team has 7 guys averaging in double figures, and not a single one of them in double digits at the moment, but 8, 7, 7, 6, 5. You can see the balance that this team has offensively.
The Mystics started off pretty hot to start the game. We'll see if they can come out firing in the second half.
Houston being patient with some cuts, and Houston, Tristan all by himself, gets a rebound and puts it back up. Tristan Davis for another basket. It was like time froze there for a second just for Tristan to get a rebound and a putback. As Sayers gets to the bucket. Sayers now with 6, I believe, averages 13.8, so just shy of 14.
That's the 10th assist for the Lights in this one. They've been getting a lot of quick buckets off of smart cuts and passes.
Sayers also leads this team in rebounds and free throw percentage, so very active guy in every aspect on the court. This Gully's not getting any room to go and still somehow gets to the bucket for a layup. Kind of took advantage of aggressive defense at the top of the key and inched his way to the bucket. Some nice defense from Proctor. The ball does not spin his way. It almost turns into a three-pointer. Rebound to Houston. And Mystics will move quickly here. Tristan trying to find something. And Tristan gets it going early here in the second half with 2 tough baskets.
That's where he really excels. He really gets right in near the rim and finds a very high percentage shot. That's where he thrives.
And as Isaiah said, Mystics started fast offensively in this one. Already off to a pretty quick start here, as Delp unable to handle the rebound. Ball back to BSC. Again, we will see what kind of offensive firepower the Mystics have here as we get a few minutes into the second half. The start was phenomenal in the first half, hoping to see a little more. It's Tristan Davis looking to operate. He's had the hot hand here early on in the second half. Gets a late whistle. Official down right in the middle of the action didn't like it, but gets a whistle at the top of the key. Northern Lights head coach not a fan of the call, which could understand.
Now, we've seen a few late calls from these officials, just giving it a little extra time to determine whether that was a foul or not. But Tristan Davis, again, just driving into the lane, picking up his dribble, and not seeing anything better to do, launching it up and getting bailed out by a foul call.
I know Isaiah mentioned in the women's game, Harper Harris might not light up the stat sheet, but does so much for that team, and Tristan Davis has really come along these last 2 weeks. He's not gonna find his name in the stat sheet too much, but I know his teammates, I'm sure his teammates love and respect the guy for the effort that he gives on an every single night basis. As a three-pointer falls for Austin Ramos once again. He's launched from three a few times tonight, only a second three-pointer. So he needs a little bit of help getting the ball across the court. The Northern Lights will operate offensively, and Proctor picks up the tough foul after a little hip shove. Proctor very aggressive defensively, and sometimes that'll turn into some fouls you wish he didn't commit. I was wondering if the official would blow the whistle on that one.
That one seemed pretty clear.
Ramos with a nice move and kick out to three-pointer. They'll swing it around. Tristan Davis there to put an end to it. Another nice find. A lot of nice swing arounds here from the Northern Lights. Another three-pointer goes up and another three-pointer goes down. This time Clayson Delp from three. Now the Mystics. Gully looking for something. Zeller will come to the top of the key. He has a three-pointer tonight. Wouldn't mind seeing another. Proctor's gonna let one go from three. Zeller there gets the bad end of a really nice box out. And here comes Sayers. Pulls up, but has three Mystics waiting for him. Houston Davis with another nice steal. Had a really nice night defensively so far. And he turns it into a post up. Does have a slight size advantage, and that one's gonna get called for charge most of the time. It's a little too much physicality in action. And he's still arguing his case, and I don't think he's gonna win it.
That's a tough.
Which Kevin Rice also has some questions about it.
It's a tough
kind of the momentum piece, and didn't look great, so you're usually gonna get that call.
Yeah, he put the shoulder in, didn't extend the elbow, and obviously a big weight difference between Davis and Ramos, so it's a tough one to call whenever you have a bigger guy and a smaller defender. A similar situation happened against Providence, but those are pretty difficult.
Houston says, nonetheless, get another steal here, and Carter Zeller looking to post up. Some nice footwork, but can't hold on to the ball. Back out to Houston. Houston's gonna pull up from 3. In and out, rebound to Sayers. And back comes Montana State Northern. Another nice pull-up jumper. McEnroe finds another bucket. He's had a pretty good night shooting tonight. We'll see what the Mystics have planned offensively. Houston flashes across. Zeller to the top. Houston trying to post up again, but Sayers not a fan of it. And Houston gets the basket, does not get the finish to the net, but will go to the line for some free throws.
Nice fight by Houston Davis with Leon Sayers the fourth. That's been a fun battle all night. And the Skylights up 3. Houston Davis will be shooting free throws when we come back. Montana State University Northern, the picture of consistency, as they're 20 of 35 from the field off of 13 assists. Excellent job of picking apart this defense. But Houston Davis and the Mystics staying tight in this game. And Houston Davis, a great guy to have at the line, shoots at 80-some%.
It's the first.
85%. And very effective at getting free throws as well.
Oh, got some visiting section interjections during the free throw. I probably would have shouted a little closer to shooting time, but
yeah, none of that rattles Houston Davis. Pretty level-headed
Really?
guy.
That scared me. I'm glad I wasn't shooting. And another, it's been the offensive foul show tonight in both women's and men's games. I'm curious how many we've seen tonight. And Sayers, kind of a good sign for Mystics. Sayers takes a seat on the bench for a couple minutes. Only problem is there's several other Northern Lights players that can probably have about the same abilities as Sayers.
Davis draws a foul down low on McEnroe, fighting for position. Got the arm of McEnroe wrapped around him a bit. They're laughing about it.
Mystics will take the ball to bounds. Tristan has been the facilitator for this job tonight. We'll get the ball up to Zeller. And Zeller will hand it off to Proctor, and Proctor will make his way to the basket for a tough one. Kind of lost where he was on the court. Cannot finish. And here come the Northern Lights. Another nice find down low. And Holacek finds a basket. Northern Lights by 3. Mystics, some screens at the top of the key. Nobody posting up at the moment. Proctor's gonna take full advantage of an open lane, but again, just can't find a bucket out of the deal. The Northern Lights wasting no time whatsoever, and it could turn into a 4-point play.
Big momentum shift. Perfectly done by the Lights coming off that fast break. And Gully just unnecessary shove. And of course, Delp selling it. Coming down.
There's really no even reason to defend that. That was about as far in the corner of a 3. He almost had to shoot that over the backboard. Defend it, yes. Probably didn't have to get that close. Just make him make the shot himself. And a 4-point play creates a bit of a swing here. Zeller's been pretty active at the top of the key here tonight. Another back screen to Black Jr. Dribble handoff, and Gully's gonna go straight to the rim, and Ja Gully, the beautiful finish at the basket. Kevin Rice has some questions for the officiating staff. Don't think he found too much contact down low. Another three-pointer let loose. Carter Zeller, another rebound. He has 6. When Carter Zeller lets another three-pointer go here.
You're really wanting that, partner.
It's there. I think I'd shoot it if I was him. Houston Davis isn't getting exactly what he wants. Tristan won't hesitate to shoot a 3. Tristan digging to the basket. And another tough look at the basket. Results in no points. And again, the Northern Lights not going to waste any time. Another corner 3. And another three-pointer from McEnroe. Mislead up to 8 here after a few big three-pointers.
McEnroe has only shot the 3 12 times going into this game, but he's letting them fly here. He's let 3 of them go.
Kevin Rice having some words with every official he can find, along with a few questions. Houston being tormented here. Ball went out of bounds, and there was some discussion about who it went off last. Mystics will hold on to it here. 13 on the shot clock. Mystics needing a basket here to get a little momentum back in their way. Zeller's was wondering if they're going to call that. Zeller's posting up at the three-point line and being shoved out of bounds.
Looked like that's going to be the 3rd on McEnroe. Yeah, Kevin Rice pointing, clapping, just waiting. And eventually gets his way.
I don't remember the last time I saw a post up at a corner 3 position.
Yeah?
But if a guy's going to try to shove you out of bounds at the same time, you might get a whistle. Again, Tristan will take it out of bounds and try to create something. Gully sneaks behind him, and he's going to go to the line for a three-point play.
Massive.
He kind of just inched his way to the basket, and nobody noticed him, and Tristan certainly noticed him. And we'll hope for a free throw here.
Yeah, we saw Tristan just looking there the whole way on that replay, and the Lights fell asleep on that inbound play, and a touchy foul by Cinque Maxwell. And Gully starting to heat up. He's got 9.
Heating up at the right time. 12 minutes to go here. Been a close, competitive game. Northern Lights shooting coming on here the last 5 minutes. BSC needing a solid couple of defensive possessions here, as they've certainly tightened up here. And just what the Mystics did not want. Another 4-point play opportunity, that time about 6 feet behind the three-point line. And that's another tough blow to this Mystics team.
Clutch shooting from the Lights, but just these fouls that you cannot afford to give through the Mystics. Finally getting some momentum off the 3-point play. Giving up, well, still a 3-point play, but just not a great time to foul.
Proctor's gonna go. Houston Davis, a wide open three-pointer. Bang! He's not gonna miss that one.
No way.
Another big 3 from Houston Davis. Just what they needed at the moment. And they'll look for another defensive stand. Another nice back cut, but just enough Mystics to get in the way there. Very aggressive at the 3-point line here, which has resulted in a few miscues, 4-point plays. Here comes Gully. Gully gets tangled up, and that's going to result in a jump ball, but the ball will stay with the Mystics.
That time just Gully going into a horde of defenders. And nice defense by number 20, Luke Holacek. See if the Mystics can get it in.
Houston looking for something. Carter Zeller, not sure if he actually thought about the 3 there or just a head fake. His ball handling gets the best of him. Another nice dish off, but Maxwell can't hang on. And Gully wants the ball. Mystics will reset. Bunch of chaos turns into not much, and Mystics will look for some more points here. Again, 2 bigs at the top of the key. Very interesting look for the Mystics offensively here. Shot clock down to 5, and Gully picks up a little shove, and he'll get a whistle.
Jeffrey Cheldy coming off a little bit too strong and running right into Gully.
Northern Lights coach Sean Hughes is reenacting it and chuckling through it all.
So that is 7 fouls now. The Mystics will be at the line for the rest of the game.
Gully to the line. Maybe some free throws can cut into this lead as we get about halfway through the second half here. Again, this Northern Lights team, 3 guys in double figures with Maxwell and Holacek and Gillett slowly approaching. So again, we can see the balance this team has offensively, but a few unfamiliar faces at the top of the points column for BSC. Hopefully we can see Proctor and Gully get going here as we approach 10 minutes remaining in this one. Nice little head fake. Not going to hesitate on that one, and it shakes in for Ramos. Ramos, despite some struggles from 3 tonight, still 3 of 8. Proctor goes up and immediately rejected by Gillett.
Timeout on the floor.
And we'll get a timeout on the floor with just under 10 remaining. Mystics continue to compete against this solid Montana State Northern team. 6-point game.
Isaiah Johnson and Kyler Olson giving you the last 9:52 of this 6-point game in the Armory. The Lights have found their stroke from the 3-point line, boosting their overall percentage to 40.9 in this one as they have a 6-point lead. Shadone back on the court with crutches, so an injury serious enough to sideline him for this game and maybe the rest of the season. We shall see how Shadone progresses.
With Tristan on the bench, Black Jr. takes the ball out, and the Mystics will look for a basket here. 15 on the shot clock. Black Jr. flashes. Gully back up to the top. Zeller looking to screen, but Black Jr. Another turnover for the Mystics. Again, the first time these two teams faced off, MSU Northern won 91-56, so a very different story here tonight. The 6-point game, just about 9.5 to play. Again, Black Jr. will take it out. See what out-of-bounds plays Coach Kevin Rice has. Houston Davis with the over-the-shoulder catch, a turnaround, and he's going to find the foul. And again, with Sean Hughes demonstrating to his team how to defend under the basket.
He believed it was straight up. That's what I heard from all the way over here at the commentators table.
Other than his knee going into his side. Houston Davis, money from the line.
Number 10, Rafe McEnroe. Number 24, Clayson Mill.
And some good shooters back into the game for the Northern Lights.
The Lights will head back home to play some more North Dakota teams, Mayville State and Valley City State, on the 6th and 7th in Havre, Montana. And the Mystics will go on the road to Dillon and Butte to face Montana Western and Montana Tech, with Montana Tech being the 20th ranked team in the nation right now.
Yes, being pretty aggressive at the top of the key. No three-pointers at the moment unless they can create them themselves. Sayers looking for something. Zeller picks him up, making life miserable again. Ramos with a step-back 3 and off the mark. Proctor up in his face to make that a challenge, and it pays off. And here we go offensively. Zeller been very active at the top of the key, facilitating tonight. Gully looking for anything he can find. And off the back of the iron, and Zeller continues to make his appearances. Gets an offensive rebound and the putback. Beautiful play from Carter Zeller, the Fargo North product. And again, needing another defensive stop from this solid group of shooters, and they get what they need. Rebound to Proctor.
Rafe McEnroe has been the opposite of shy when it comes to shooting from anywhere on the field. Has been taking long mid-range jumpers, and I think BSC will take that. It was a tough contested shot. They have an opportunity to tie or take the lead.
Gully's gonna pull up from way long, and Gully has no issues shooting from that far away. Another three, and the Mystics take a lead with 7.5 to go.
Timeout from Coach Hughes. Obviously a very strong track record, being the winningest coach in this program's history. They came off of a few back-to-back losing seasons, and last year being particularly rough at 8-21, 2-13 in the conference. But they've gotten back to their standards at this school this year. They're 13-8 with a winning record both at home and away, and have had some star talent with Sayers the fourth and Austin Ramos leading them, but really a very balanced squad. And Houston is probably settling them down, trying to get them to run those plays that they were running in the first half, getting close looks at the basket, a lot of cutting in motion, and really constantly swinging the ball around when BSC gets too aggressive and finding open buckets close to the rim.
Yeah, we talk about the growth and maturity of Carter Zeller, 14.7 rebounds. So another strong performance here with even 7.5 to go from Carter Zeller. The Mystics come out with some firepower defensively, making life a little challenging. Sayers trying to find something, being collapsed on by Mystics, and Sayers' basketball skill still finds a bucket. Lead back to the Northern Lights. Some movement in motion will leave Houston will open. He'll get a little closer and throw up a floater. And Houston Davis with 18 points tonight.
Massive shot. And the Mystics retake the lead, 6:42 remaining.
Zeller looking to defend down low. Sayers gonna let one fly from three. And Sayers gets himself another one. He has 11. And the balanced shooting from this Northern Lights team continues to show out. Lead back to Northern Lights. Houston frustrated with himself, gets a pass with his foot on the line. Shakes his head a little bit, and BSC back to defense.
These kind of mental mistakes can be the difference in the game, especially when you get into crunch time. The Mystics have done a really good job of taking care of the ball. 7 turnovers, which is well below their average on the season. They usually commit around 16 turnovers per game. So that is an area of improvement for them, and it's why they've been able to be so competitive. But if that continues to resurface in this game, that could be a problem.
Back to cut shut down by Proctor. Nonetheless, another three-pointer, and McEnroe takes advantage of another open three-point look. Lead back to 5. You see again, looking for somebody to find a big bucket. Proctor going straight to the basket, hands it off to Houston. Houston backs out, and Houston with another nice turnaround floater.
It's got so much touch near the basket. You rarely see it touch any part of the rim, just straight through. Houston Davis knows his strength and passes up certain shots too to get to where he can get a higher percentage shot.
Houston with 20 points, 3 rebounds. shooting 7 of 13 from the field tonight. So very comfortable down low, 2 of 6 from 3. They cite that Mystics fans need to see every game. Another open three-point look. The Northern Lights are not missing from three-point range anymore as Ramos knocks another one down. Zeller handed the ball. He's not really sure what to do with it. Tough position for him, and Gully lets another one fly, and the banks must still be open. Oh, unbelievable, this guy.
That was from Main Street. My
Holy
goodness.
smokes. Another three-pointer, but no answer from the Northern Lights. Rebound to Gully.
Heat check.
Houston Davis comes up to screen at the top. Another nice find. He had Zeller, he just threw it to the wrong side. Zeller had an open spot right to the basket. They just couldn't connect. Another kick out for another open three off the back of the iron. And a battle for the ball, and Gully comes up with another rebound. Another launch three-pointer. So if that goes in, Northern Lights weren't going to know what to do with themselves defensively. Guard him at the half-court line. Shot clock down to 10. As Proctor looks for something. A nice little floater rolls around the rim. And another touchy foul at the bottom will send Proctor to the line.
That's on Sayers. That is his 4th.
It could be huge this last 3 minutes.
Sayers the 4th with his 4th. And we have a timeout on the floor at the under 4-minute mark. It's a 3-point game. Proctor will be shooting the 1-and-1. Mystics are fighting against the visiting Northern Lights of Montana State University Northern, and Proctor is at the line. We've got a good crowd. They're getting into it, some from both sides. And Proctor will see what he can do to narrow this lead a bit. We've got 3:51 remaining, and it's anyone's ball game.
Excited to see what this last 4 minutes has in store. As Proctor could get into the double digits here in the points column.
Proctor, a 72% free throw shooter. Hits some clutch ones there.
Somehow hits that one. Ooh. Proctor with 10 points, 3 rebounds. Does have 3 fouls. We'll see if that has any effect in the last 3:40 of this one. Because again, the 3 ball for this Northern Lights team has been massive down the stretch. Has another open 3 kick out and does not result in points as a scuffle for a rebound, and Black Jr. comes up with it. And they'll look to take the lead here. Black Jr. usually not facilitating, but he's brushing people off. Gully with the ball. Zeller will come up for a screen. A massive mismatch down low. We'll see if they take advantage of it. Zeller trying to get a good angle. Definitely has a height advantage. Shot clock to 4. Houston's got to put one up. A fadeaway. Misses everything. And Houston again kind of shakes his head. Usually likes that little area, but tough shot with the clock winding down to 0.
That's just not the possession you wanted to run as the Mystics. You were pointing out there was a mismatch down low size-wise with Carter Zeller going up against Gillett, but could not get the ball, and the Mystics do not convert.
Triple team down low. Only downside is that's gonna leave some 3-point shooter open. And the collapse on the shooter will result in some free throw attempts.
Polacek, a 78.9% shooter. It will be a 1-and-1 as the Mystics have now committed 7 fouls, so fouls on the floor will be 1-and-1 for a bit.
Nothing but net on the first one. We have seen some textbook boxing out the last 2 nights. In both men's and women's games. They're teaching something in practice. As he hits both. And once again, the tough offensive possession turns into free throws on the other end as we near 2.5 to go. We'll see what the free throw shootout looks like here in the last 2:37.
Coach Rice calling a timeout, drawing up his play. We will be back. 2:37 remaining.
Kick out to Houston. Houston pulls up for a long jumper. And Proctor with the putback. Right place at the right time for another Mystics bucket.
Big time hustle play from Proctor. Every point, every possession is so important. It's magnified tenfold as you get within this 2-minute mark.
Double team. Kick out again has eventually led to an open three. Kind of creates his own off the mark. And goalie kind of creates a rebound for Proctor. And we dip below 2 minutes to go. 1-point game. What kind of fireworks will we have in this last 2 minutes? Goalie taking his time. Not a whole lot of action from the Mystics offensively. Houston's going to roll, but really no opportunities. Ramos giving him no. Carter Zeller from three. And goalie somehow comes up with another rebound. Shot clock back to 20, down to 15. And Black Jr. will reset it. Houston comes up to screen. Black Jr. is interrogated. Houston for three. And in and out.
Ooh, so close.
Oh, a lot going on. Minute 10 left, 1-point game. No three-pointers. Open looks anyways. Skylights will take their time here. And goalie, a little too aggressive at the top of the key, will send him to the line for some free throws.
Ramos excellent at 81%.
Now's a good time for that to go down a little bit.
Hey, I thought free throws were when you were going to stop talking and just.
This guy's spectacular at the line.
Yeah, he is 81%.
Rarely misses.
Rarely ever.
Never mind.
Prove you right. And Ramos continues to stay in the scoring column. He's got 16 now, leading the Lights.
4 of 10 from three. Not surprising, he's been a dagger from three all night here. Started off a little slow, but has lit it up the second half. 55 seconds ago, and Coach Kevin Rice wants a timeout. We'll see the last 53.6 has in store.
Absolutely. It's a tough, tight, hard-fought game for the Mystics as we have just under a minute left to go. Montana Northern fighting for positioning in the Frontier Conference. Right now they're in the 7th spot, looking to make the end-of-year tournament with 8 of the top teams. And they do have a pretty good cushion. They're at 8-7 in the Frontier. At 8th place is Valley City State at 4-11, tied with Dickinson State. So Montana State University Northern in a pretty good spot to make that Frontier Conference tournament. But of course, they'll have a tough competition to face, whether that's Bellevue or Rocky Mountain, 2 of the top teams in the conference. They could look to gain some ground on Montana Western and Dakota State, but they do have a cushion below them. But Bismarck State, on the other hand, just using this as a growth year. A lot of juniors and sophomores on this team, as BSC very new to the 4-year college competition. So they've had some bright spots, especially, I mean, this game is one of them, the game against Dickinson State, the game against Bellevue. They've been putting together some hard-fought games, especially over the past few weeks.
A lot of growth, especially for the big guys down low who have had to face a lot of size and physicality all season long from these loaded Frontier Conference bigs that come into the Armory. So despite the record, a lot of maturity and growth from a lot of Mystics players. As we'll see if the Mystics draw up here with 45 seconds to go. Not a ton of movement as Zeller comes to the top of the key. Goalie looking for something. Houston not going anywhere. Sayers on Proctor for three, and Proctor with a massive three-pointer to tie this game with 34 and a half.
Absolutely insane stuff from Alex Proctor, taking it at the top of the key and letting it fly clutch stuff from Alex Proctor. My goodness, what a time for a three-pointer. Bang.
I'm not an X and O's guys, but I'm very curious to see what the defensive plan is here. 3-second difference between game and shot clock. And again, the Northern Lights have been very good at ride to the basket and kick it out for a wide open three because of all the double and triple teaming that the Mystics have done defensively. So what do? If you are Kevin Rice, what kind of open looks are you going to get from this?
I'm not sure, but I think Montana State University Northern might look to get a diversion from the three-point line. At this point in the game, you really want to take your highest percentage points. And, well, they've been great from the three-point line. You only need 2, really, especially if you can score late in the shot clock. So I'm guessing they'll try and bleed a little bit of clock, run their play, try and get a 2 right at the hoop. That's what worked when Dickinson State was able to win here. With about 10 seconds left, they got a nice play right at the hoop, got an easy layup.
We've talked about the balance that this Northern Lights team has scoring with 4 guys in double figures, Holacek with 9, Maxwell with 8, Gillett with 6, but the Mystics with 4 guys in double figures themselves, Houston Davis with 20, Tristan Davis with 8, and Black Jr. with 6. So talking about some balance on both sides tonight, and obviously that contributes to the scoreboard we currently have.
So it will be Proctor, Zeller, Black, Gully, and Davis on the field for the Mystics.
Kind of open look. Can they get? And will it be a three-pointer that they have lit up the second half? 16 on the shot clock. Once again, about a 3-4 second difference. 10 on the shot clock, and they're going to use as much here as they can, give Mystics no opportunity. Sayers gets double teamed, another open look from 3, and off the mark, shot clock off. And a big three-pointer there at the end. There was no reset of the shot clock. So there's some conversations going on here. Kevin Rice was begging for a timeout with whatever time he had left, and they're not really sure how much that is. And this again is why I'm not an official.
So there was some confusion. The clock stopped and then started going again. As you can see, before he let the shot go, the clock stopped at around 3 seconds because the buzzer went off. We can get back there. So it stopped at 3.1, as you can see. So not sure what the implications of that are, but we have at least 1 second or so that didn't run off the clock. So I'm assuming the shot will still count, but I don't know how much time the Mystics will have. The scoreboard still says, okay, 83-80 now. They're gonna count the bucket, but some confusion because the buzzer went off.
Three-point field goal is good, confirmed by the scores table. So Delp with a massive 3, that could be the difference in this one. So the Mystics that have experienced several heartbreaks along the way, and last second shots, last second points and buzzer beaters, and missed ones of themselves, might be experiencing yet another one and some growing pains tonight.
Yeah, that's really tough to see as the Mystics. You play a nice defensive set, force a bad shot, some confusion after the buzzer goes off, and shout out to Clayson Delp getting the huge three-pointer to fall. The Lights fans on this side of the court erupted, and very exciting moment for the Lights squad.
Clayson Delp with 13 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists tonight, and he's, as you can see, been very good shooting tonight. As he's had obviously their biggest shot of the night to take the lead here with 0.7 remaining.
Just a catch and shoot. Who can Davis find down the court?
Proctor had a look. And the disadvantage of a lower ceiling in the Armory, and the Northern Lights will come in and pull off a buzzer beater 3-point game.
Northern Lights come in and get the win, get the sweep of the Bismarck State Mystics, and they will head home to face more teams from North Dakota, Mayville, and Valley City State. Well played game by the Skylights and the Lights as they look to compete in the Frontier Conference tournament, and if they have their way in the NAIA tournament this year. They were led by Austin Ramos with 21 points. Houston Davis headlining the Mystics, scoring with 20 points, and oh so close for the Mystics getting their second win, but incredible fight put up by Gully, Proctor, all these guys being clutch in the moment, but Clayson Delp called game with the buzzer, well, nearly buzzer-beating three-pointer. We'll be back here for Valentine's Day weekend when the Mystics will take on Mayville State and Valley City State, the home closers of the season. See you back here on February 13th, where the men and women will take Mayville State on in the Armory.